Hi everyone, I just wanted to quickly come on here and wish everyone who is participating in Lent tomorrow a happy and fruitful Lent. I believe it lasts up until the 17th of April, if I got that right. I hope you guys have sort of really thought about what you wanted to give up for the 40 days. And hopefully it goes well for you. And I know for certain Christian denominations, such as Catholics, I know Lent is a really big part of their belief. Obviously Ash Wednesday, especially Good Friday, where I believe that for those 2 days, they give up flesh meat, which is, steaks, chicken breasts. Well, that's to give it in context, people who don't know. But obviously they still consume animal products such as, fish and eggs and butter and cheese and stuff. But obviously just not flesh meat, to symbolise, obviously, Christ giving his flesh on the cross. So obviously I know how important that period is. But for me personally, this is actually my first ever Lent. I don't know how it's going to go. For me, I understood the concept of Lent, and I've already been fasting for basically a month and a half now. I usually do about, between 16 and 18 hours. I think usually my sort of eating period is between 6 to 8 o'clock, and I usually eat about 6:30, 7 o'clock, sometimes a little bit earlier than that. And then I eat absolutely nothing, not even snacks, up until about midday the following day, because I wanted to go on a bit of a weight loss and I wanted to sort of cleanse my body out. And I know how important fasting is, and I've already lost over a stone, I believe. Or something like that. I haven't actually weighed myself, but fitting into clothes, it felt like I've lost a stone, definitely half a stone at the minimum. So that's always sort of sorted for me. But the two things I really wanted to actually do, well, firstly, because this is my first Lent, I didn't really want to jump too much in the deep end. This is something completely new to me. I've never done anything like this before. I have fasted and stuff a little bit when I was bodybuilding, to obviously sort of really get that fat loss, get my sort of body fat really down. So that wasn't too much of a shock for me, but giving things up like this for 40 days, I've never done an extensive period of giving something up. So I really wanted to do something that was still challenging but manageable at the same time, things that I could live without, but still require some grit in order to get through it. And the first one for me was junk food, more specifically takeaways. I could say junk food and cut absolutely everything out, left, right and centre. But again, I feel like that's me jumping in the deep end too much. But takeaways is definitely something that I love eating. And I feel like, one, I could save a bit of money, and two, it is something that I really enjoy. So having that tenacity and grit to resist it, just like Christ did in the desert for 40 days, I felt like that symbolises almost the same to some extent, as best as I can. And then secondly is fizzy drinks. Now, obviously my first one was probably the biggest one I'm going to struggle with. However, fizzy drinks for me, I have more of a struggle in the evening because I like to come home, and the one thing that relaxes me, I know for some guys it's alcohol, they just have a glass or whatever. For me, it's always having a can of Coke, can of Pepsi Max. That just really cools me. I wouldn't say cools me down literally, but it just calms me down when I'm eating dinner, watching a film or whatnot. An ice cold Coke is nothing more nice than that. So I thought I would even set that challenge for me as well. So yeah, they're my sort of two main things. I don't know how well it's going to go. I'm going to do my absolute best for the entire 40 days to stick to it. I just wanted to quickly touch on what Lent actually means for me. And I know for some people, and I'm not going to say everyone out there, Lent is just another sort of thing they have to do. Just like going to church, just like reading the Bible, just like praying. I've always taken a different stance on this stuff. I like the part of the Bible, which I don't know the exact terminology used, but it's thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Basically, when you say oh my God or Jesus Christ in a bad way, in a blasphemous way, that's obviously bad. But I think it goes a step further than that. It's the same thing as, like, let's say someone said to me, Jake, like I've done something a bit of a joke. I was like, Jake, I really hate you right now. It's really like hard, but if someone was to say, Jake, I hate you right now, like in a serious manner, it's the same word, but it's used in a different context, if you know what I mean. So I think it goes beyond, just doing the physical stuff. So for example, with Lent, it just goes beyond the fact of, I just want to give this up because I feel like I have to. I'll go to church because I feel like I have to. I read the Bible because I feel like I have to. For me, it is a genuine faith. I don't always read the Bible. I don't always pray. I don't always go to church. Okay, now some people go, well, you should every Sunday. I believe in, it comes from the heart. That's the most important thing. If you don't have that in the beginning, it doesn't matter what you do. You can pray 1,500 times a day. You can read whatever Bible. So for me, Lent, I really try to take that mindset approach that I have to it in Lent. So I really wanted to think of something that will challenge me mentally in terms of, wanting it and things like that, as well as Coke and things like that. So takeaway in Coke, where I have a desire to do it. So I really wanted to test myself. And if I find that really easy, next year I'm going to up it a next level, if you know what I mean. So that's just my personal take on it. You know, it's not just a physical thing. It's also a spiritual and mental thing that I feel like some people, I'm not saying everyone, of course, but I feel like some people may just do it because they feel like they have to. I feel like it comes from the heart. That's the most important thing in the world. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I just wanted to wish you guys a happy Lent. Again, leave it in the comments, guys. You know, if you want to, if we actually leave some comment along the lines of, I don't know, Lent, and then what you're giving up, or something like that, you know, just so we can all just sort of talk about it. Or if you're curious about Lent, you don't have to type Lent or whatever. Just tell us about what you're going to be doing. And if you're not doing Lent and you want to know more, obviously leave in the comments. Hopefully myself or someone else can answer it for you. And yeah, so again, happy Lent for everyone, and I hope it goes well. And I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Take care. Bye bye.